Hi everyone, my name is Matthew. In the last video, we talked about getting the data for Super Mario Bros. Off of this cartridge. We had to modify an NES to do that. It worked great. I did say I was going to talk about understanding that data, but in this video, I'd rather talk about this. So I just pulled Ouija off of the leaderboards into my software, and we're going to do the same with Dangers here. So Dangers here, 459. Okay, he's got a... So we're just going to grab the link to his video and pull that in. So it's just going to go and we're just going to download that video and I'll jump back in when it's downloaded. Okay, so now in order to pull him in, all we got to do is type in that video that we just downloaded. His name is Dangers, as I said. Okay, so this was done back in February 2nd. He got a 459,906. And then let's load up some of the video. Okay, I'll keep loading some more. Okay, so until he starts playing the game. All right, it's coming in a little slow. Okay, we'll assume that this is when he started his run. So we're just gonna move so that it's just when the timer appears with the arrow keys here. So that's the start. And let's set up this just a little bit. Okay, so then I can pull in a little bit more. I normally like to wait until they get down the pipe in 1-1, and then that's here. This is when I set up the extent perfectly. We're going to be using this data either for training or test data, so we want it to line up pretty well. We want to take a little bit of time here. So that looks about good. Unfortunately, he's got this thing on top, but I won't hold it against him. All right, so then I just let the rest of the video load. I watch the rest of it. I'll speed through that, and then we'll talk about when we get to the end. Okay, so we're just coming up on the end here. That took a lot longer than usual. Usually hey, I think I stopped right on. No, usually it goes a bit quicker, but I think I downloaded too high of a quality. Okay, so here we can see, and the frame that I stop on is that one, just when everything disappears. So I'll hit E to say that that's done, and then we'll stop and we'll import this video. And it's going to take a while again because it's got to go through and now it's got to resize all the frames and organize them and put the times on them and put them into a database. So we'll just skip that too. Okay, hello again. Believe me, normally it's a lot faster than that. I think I grabbed a way too high quality video. Okay, so anyway, what I wanted to show though is that not everyone has a capture card and this stuff set up. So I didn't import this guy at first when I was going down the lists, and I'm going to import him now with you. So this guy, Mario Runner 2020, named after this fantastic year, I have to guess. No, this run was done a couple years ago. So I'll just bring him in. Okay, so we'll download that video, Mario Runner 2020. And oh, that's right. I already downloaded it, so we don't have to wait. Okay, so now let's bring him in. So Mario Runner 2020. No caps in his name. He did this run back in 2018, 720. He got a 459,523. And yeah, the extension is .webm. Right? Good. And then here's the problem. Yeah, so we have a little bit of an issue here in that he's playing on a CRT. So how are we going to deal with this? Well, luckily I have the tools for doing that. So I built this little guy here. Just a little tool here for unwarping the CRT. So it's based on a 16 control point Bezier patch sort of thing, and yeah, you just gotta move it into position. It's cool actually. I have to watch the left side because I'm moving the points, but if you watch the right side, I did make it so that it updates live, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to speed ahead while I just modify this because nobody needs to see all of this. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now there is a bug in my program, so I have to get it off onto CRT while I do this part. Oops, don't go too far. Okay, so here's where he starts his run. So just come in here, wait for that timer to show up. Just double check that looks good. So yeah, that looks pretty good. this is the problem with the CRT videos. The CRT videos, you line it up on one frame, and then on some other frame, it's not looking perfectly lined up. But I'm not going to make it so that these like 16 control points change throughout the video, right? That's too much. Okay, so let's bring some more frames in. We're looking pretty good. So we'll just run this through, and I'll come back when I'm at the end. Okay, so at the end, so again, we just find the frame exactly when the axe disappears. Double check that the unmorphing or morphing, I guess, works. Yeah, so I don't know where we're gonna want to go with this. So I'm gonna just drag it right here. I want it to look good at the end because of the picture that I'm making with this data. If you used a CRT, then you're probably not going to go in my video of all of these runs. But just because I can't guarantee that it's going to go through my automated system properly. But yeah, so that's looking pretty good. So we'll just import that and we'll call it a day. Okay, so after I pull all the databases in, I haven't got all of them yet. I got about 150 or so of the top ones. I'm gonna miss a few because the videos are just not appropriate, or some of them are actually missing. But anyway, so I'll pull all these videos in, and then I can do some real simple stuff to get the frames. Because I'm going to make a picture here to get the frames at 4 minutes, 55 seconds, and 646 milliseconds. So I just loop over those databases and I grab out from my frame table the ones that are closest to that time. And then I put the closest one in image and then the two other ones in case I needed backups. And there they all are so far. So these are the images that are closest to that 4 minutes, 55 second mark. So I don't know, we can see how far someone is. Why don't we grab this guy, Pokey Phantom. So it is stored in blue, green, red order as data. I won't go into it. So that's how far he was. So pretty good job. And so then we need to parse all of these pictures, and I'm doing these manually. So I'm building up my test data set and my training data sets. So I'm going to tag these manually, and I did write a little script to do that. So we'll just pull them in. So it just picks one randomly that I haven't tagged yet. I don't even know who this is. Oh, Nathan Almighty. Okay, so Nathan Almighty is over here. So I can just click about where he is. This script works for all of the different levels in the game. So it's because I need training data for all of the different locations, right? So then I line it up, make sure it looks pretty good. That looks okay. And then Mario, he's right here and he's running. So I just pick that. And a Podoboo right here. So this is the joy. So if any of you have done any sort of machine learning or image processing stuff before, you know that this is just what you got to do. You got to tag a lot of images by hand in order to train up your computer to do it for you. So I still haven't totally decided on all of the techniques that I'm going to be using in order to do this, because I don't know live, because I don't know which is going to work the best. But for now, we need some data to test against. Why don't we get someone? We got another person here. I'll skip him for now. Let's try and get someone a little bit farther away. Okay, so here at least we got Bowser. Who's this? Alvaca. Okay, so we can just pull this in here, line things up approximately. I'm sorry, I like to take my time to make sure that's good, because this is what's going to train the computer to do it for me later. Okay, so here we go. Line up Mario, move him around. Looks good there. We got a fireball. Looks there. Sometimes it's kind of tricky. All right, and then we got Bowser. And Bowser is actually two parts. We got his head and then his butt. All right. His foot is down, looks like. Yep. There we go. So then after I do that, here's someone else, Nolme, I guess. So then after I do that, then I get these text files. So those text files just say where I'm at. So he's in 8.4. This is the area pointer because 8.4 consists of, remember, the water section and then the dungeon section. So he's in the dungeon section. That's what that tells me. Tells me how far along on the screen he is. This is Mario because it's OX14. That's Mario jumping. So this is at 112, 104, not flipped. And then it looks like, I think that's a Podoboo and it's flipped vertically. I don't remember. But anyway, the information is there and then we can combine them all into one picture. All right, so after all of that manual tagging, I wrote a script to combine all of that information into one image. It uses the data that we got off the cartridge and then combines it all into one picture. And it went really well. I posted it on Reddit and it got a ton of upvotes on both Speedrun and Data is Beautiful, and I really appreciate it. And I think that speaks to the value of what I'm trying to make here. I think seeing, a bunch of people at one time competing is really cool. And I'm excited as I work on it even more and we get them moving. Because of course, that's the next step, right? We don't want just a picture. We want an actual video of them all running at the same time. And I think that's really where we're going. So when the image first came out of my script, though, it looked really messy. And I'll be honest, I was initially a little bit disappointed with how it looked. And I think that it's just, this is what came out originally. And so then I had to take some more kind of manual steps to fix it. So of course, right, we can't have people or sprites on top of pipes. That looks ridiculous. So I had to write the code to redraw the sprites in. Also, the Podoboos were not perfectly lined up, and I think that's because of the different frames that I had to process, and some of that manual, maybe I'm a pixel off here or there. So I lined those up. And then I started playing with transparency of the different elements. But after playing with the transparency for a while, I think I was able to come on an image that I really liked. And then here also, I made another one. So I wanted to give a big thank you to Mixmaster PJ, Alvaca, and Mav6771, who are subscribers of the channel. Thank you. And you guys will definitely be in the video that I make with all of them running at the same time. And that's where I'm going next. There's still a lot more work to do. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.